these setups are starting to get spicy, you guys. We're almost at the freaking top. I got an awesome show planned for you, so sit back and relax and let the Reddit wars begin. Experience efficiency like never before with Pulseway's IT monitoring and management platform. You can control your PC from anywhere with Pulseway. Advanced IT automation workflow technology gives you the power to auto-resolve IT issues without the need for manual intervention. You can run scripts, schedule reboots, apply patches, and even shut off your PC. You can do it all from any device closest to you thanks to native mobile apps available only with Pulseway. Try it for free today by using my link down below. Kicking out the episode is David's setup, and okay, look, I know it's an IKEA setup, and a lot of you guys have expressed your annoyance with IKEA setups lately on the show, but I hate to break it to you, but IKEA furniture is the bread and butter of all setups, whether you like it or not. Not everyone has the creative juices to build something custom, nor do they want some cheap junk they find on Facebook Marketplace. So what are our options here? Okay, let's have an adult conversation, because at the end of the day, I want to please everyone, as impossible as that sounds. If I don't show any IKEA setups, there goes literally 90% of the submissions. And at that point, I might as well delete the channel because there is not gonna be any content for you guys. I think IKEA setups are fine as long as there is a unique aspect to it, something that gives it its own personality. Like adding a wallpaper, for example. It's such a simple concept and it really does transform the look completely. It also helps set a foundation of a theme that you're trying to achieve with your workspace. Although I'm not a big fan of the asymmetrical design of the setup, I do like that he put in the effort to stay consistent with the color scheme. And even the RGB mod in the center was a nice touch. Not bad. Okay, this one just looks more dangerous than it being practical. You're telling me there isn't space anywhere in your room to build a small and compact setup that you're forced to crawl underneath your bed? I'm assuming it's a bed. I would hate for one of the monitors to fall down and rearrange your face. It's worse when it happens while you're in the middle of having an intimate moment with yourself. But what's up with the other fourth monitor? Why is it tilted diagonally? A lot of this doesn't really make much sense when you break it down. Like, how do you even use the keyboard and mouse if you're laying flat on the ground? It's not a terrible idea, it's just not executed that well. My boy Owen made it to the front page with 15.2K votes. Very nice, my guy, congrats. I remember the setup from the Ultimate Edition episode 259. It was one of my favorite submissions, actually. I just love the custom desk with the built-in shelves, but the coolest thing for me was the brick wallpaper. It just ties in the setup so well. Excellent work. I don't know why, but this setup looks very familiar to me. I don't know where I saw this before. I'm legit more interested in the racing sim setup in the back than the actual desk setup. It looks like that thing is rocking 4 monitors. It's absolutely decked out. We got super high ceilings, custom water-cooled PC that has 2 graphics cards, by the way, a shit stack audio interface, and I can see it down there, the Sennheiser HD 800s. I had those before, and I remember living off of chicken and rice for a couple of months because it broke my wallet. But this dude is made out of money. Apparently he's only 29, well, at the time of the post. Oh, he's actually a year younger than me. My birthday was on April 8th last Saturday. I'm actually 35 now, and I would consider myself fairly accomplished in life, and I'm sure this guy can say the same just off of this setup picture. But yeah, well done, Stamoose. Very impressive. Okay, now we're talking, boys and girls. Finally something that resonates well with me, okay? But you know what, can we put some nice wallpapers on here so we're not staring into the darkness, by the way? Thank you, Mallory. The custom headboard thing never gets old, if I'm being honest. It's such a clean route to take when you're mounting multiple monitors against the wall, and you want an easier way to hide the cables. It does look like the cables from the PC all ran through the wall, just like how it is with my setup, but I'm curious how he mounted the PC. It looks so flush against the wall. If I had to guess, he probably drilled holes in the back of the side panel and he installed a flat panel TV mount. That's the only possible solution I see here. It's such a clean custom loop also. I mean, a build like this definitely deserves to be admired by crucifying it on the wall like that. Do you guys know how many times I look up and admire my PC when I'm using my setup? At least 20 times a day. The only teeny weeny problem I have with the setup, it's not really a problem, but more of a nitpick, but you could have hid that one loose cable a lot better. You could use a sleek socket cover like this from Amazon if you want to completely hide the power outlet and the cable itself. You get a total of 3 plugs, and these are rated for up to 15 amps with surge protection, so you don't have to worry about any of your equipment popping your breaker. I only mention this because that small cable really just ruins the whole super clean and wireless minimalistic look that you've done so well on creating with this setup. But yeah, aside from that small oversight, I think we can all agree that this is a flawless setup. I would try and decorate the walls a little bit just so there's some personality in there, but yeah, I mean, it's perfect. What's even more impressive than building a PC inside of a desk is also custom building the desk as well. It's fairly easy to buy a pre-made desk and just shove all the parts in there, but it takes another level of skill and creativity to build everything from scratch. So kudos to Andy for this project. I'm assuming the desk is custom made. I hope it's custom made. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like an idiot. But yeah, desk aside, everything else looks pretty straightforward to me. I mean, we got a single monitor, some Logitech peripherals, and joysticks because apparently he's into Star Citizen at the moment. Do people actually have their keyboard and mouse that close to the edge of the desk? Is that really comfortable for some of you guys? Honest question. Please let me know in the comments below. It's so uncomfortable for me when I'm using a setup and I can't have my entire arm resting on the desk, but I guess everyone's different. As far as the PC, I want to say it's a dual system running 2 different loops, but I only see 1 motherboard, which means it's probably a single system with 2 loops. Definitely overkill for 6700K, but I'm guessing he did this for symmetry reasons, which in that case I do approve, because you got to balance the left with the right. Now some of the tube runs on the other hand don't exactly get me moist down there, but I'm not perfect when it comes to custom water cool builds as well, so I'm in no position to judge here. I definitely look into why the 4 fans on the left aren't working, but overall I think this is an awesome setup. This next setup almost has 16K upvotes and probably the most expensive rent from today's video, but hey, you know what? It's justified with this view. Apparently it's somewhere in Washington, DC, but everything about it is perfect. It's not too high up, you can see the streets, view the beautiful sunset every day. I mean, what more can you ask for, honestly? The vibes are immaculate. I feel like the setup could use a bit more mouse space, assuming he does any gaming on it, but yeah, everything else seems to be in order. I remember this setup from anywhere. Okay, the custom marble desk with the steel legs was what made the submission stand out the most. And plus, I had a soft spot for that color scheme at the time. The real ones know what I'm talking about. I had this obsession with white and red colors for a period of time, and honestly, I still think it's a very underrated color scheme. You just don't see them in setups anymore. But yeah, I loved the dedication to the marble look here. He even made the stands for both the speakers and the PC in the same material. Oh, and the sub too. I'm literally just noticing that now. I wonder if it's easy to work with marble. I wonder what you can use to cut them easily. Do I have any landscapers watching my videos, by the way? If anyone has any experience with marble, please let me know in the comment section. I swear, I learned so much from you guys, always answering my dumb questions on these videos. By the way, I appreciate you taking the time to comment. Ladies and gents, I present to you the ultimate productivity setup of today's episode. Nothing screams efficiency more than combining a 48-inch OLED TV with 2 27-inch monitors in vertical mode. I mean, look at this screen real estate, man. So much room for activities. You can have Discord open on one side, your entire line of code in the center, and then no game, no life on the right monitor. The ultimate multitasking setup right here. But can we talk about the KEFs and the HD 800Ss that are laying on the table? I'm sure all the audiophiles are drooling right now. This is probably the most expensive picture I have seen all year long. I'm really curious what audio interface is rocking with those 800s, by the way. There's a bit of a gap between the monitors, but who the hell cares? I mean, this is a productivity behemoth and very nice selection of gear. What's most impressive about this setup is the location. Can you guys guess where this setup was built? If you guessed either at his home or work, you're wrong. It's a dorm setup. He built this in his dorm, and honestly, I still wouldn't have believed it unless I saw the rest of the pics. So this is what I like to call a reverse backboard design because the L bracket combining both countertops are in the front. And I'm guessing he did this because the school doesn't allow him to drill into the walls. But I still question the structural integrity of the headboard because I don't see anything else helping support the headboard from the top. It's very top heavy. You're telling me that 2 of those measly brackets are strong enough to hold the weight of the headboard, the monitor, 2 speakers with 2 speaker stands, and pictures up top. Okay, look, I'm no engineer, but I've hooked up a few headboards in my lifetime, and I gotta say, something doesn't add up here. If there's some sort of sorcery going on here, then I think we know which school Lucas is attending. Or those are some very sturdy ass brackets, and I must know where he got them from. You know, it's always wholesome for me looking at couple setups at the subreddit because I've always looked at these for inspiration when I was building my very own dual setup for me and the wife. I think it's such a wonderful feeling to play with your significant other, but sadly I don't know what that feels like because the setup's not done and my wife isn't exactly the best at games. It's always been one of my dreams for the longest time. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to game with my girlfriend, essentially. I would always see my friends go home and play with their girlfriends, and I would be so envious of that relationship. I wanted something like that, but unfortunately, the older I got, the further away I got from that dream, and I'm married now. So I still feel like I can experience that, but with my wife. I feel like it's not too late. That's kind of why I started the whole wife setup project. She's gonna have her own space to do her work, and slowly but surely I will open her up to gaming, obviously. She told me she's willing to learn, so I don't know guys, I have my hopes up. But yeah, I got sidetracked again. Is it really a Reddit setup video if I don't get sidetracked at least once? But this setup is actually not for gaming. It's a work from home, and I've always wondered how that's even possible during meetings or calls. Like if both of them are talking at the same time, don't the noises interfere with each other? I feel like they have to both be using RTX voice for this to work. That aside, I really love the way they decorated the space. You know, the light wood countertops blend in very nicely with the white Alex units, and the pegboards help keep the surface of the desk clean. But how come you guys don't have anything inside the cabinets up top? And what the hell is that hanging from underneath your desk, my guy? I don't think this project is complete, but both of you have made some really nice progress with this somewhat functional work from home setup. Honestly, it was only a matter of time before we came across the best setups from last year. And well, here is one of them that I featured in that video. What impressed me the most was that this dude used 3 ultra-wide monitors, and neither of them are the primary. The main display is actually a massive 48-inch TV, but in his defense, he is sitting quite a bit from it, so the spacing is good. Believe it or not guys, but this is the monitor layout I originally wanted to go with for my setup. But I decided to add a 4th monitor because I needed a regular 16:9 for competitive. So that's how my monitor layout came to be. But I do like this layout a lot because the ultra-wide is at the perfect height for the eyes, and it aligns nicely with the other 2 vertical monitors. And he's got all that space underneath to store some of his gear. Very nice. So this is where all the wall-mounted PC setups are. They are all hiding underneath the 17K plus upvotes. Holy shit, I just realized this guy has 3 PCs. This dude is putting James from episode 307 to shame. This is truly the battle of PCs and monitors. While James has more displays, I think Mark has the better looking PCs. I mean, look at the wall-mounted custom loop he did. And is that built in a briefcase? It looks like a steel case with carbon fiber accents. Oh, it's a Bumblebee themed PC from Transformers. Okay, now I can kind of see what's going on here. This is so badass. There's a lot of really cool mods he did with the case. If you look closely, you can see RGB outlines around the parts and some hardware information near the bottom with a laser projector of the Transformers logo up top. I don't even want to know what the other 2 PCs are used for, but this setup is an absolute overkill. He doesn't even have streaming gear, so I'm guessing it's mostly for productivity. If I had to guess, probably 3D rendering of some sort. He's got triple 4K monitors, which has to be put to use, right? The only 2 things about this setup that make me sad are the cable management and the desk. Not much love and care has been put into the cable management, and the desk looks like something he got off of the Facebook Marketplace. Look, it's obvious he's dedicated to his work, and he clearly has the gear, but he's not really taken advantage of any of that to create something cool with that badass PC. Why not sprinkle some of that creativity across the rest of the setup? You have such a strong presence with that wall PC, and it's a fantastic start, but when you start to explore everything else, you can't help but feel disappointed. It's like getting teased until you're ready to climax, and then the lights turn on and it's time to go home. I'm sorry, that was a horrible analogy. I just feel like there is so much wasted opportunity. That's what I'm trying to say here. This has so much potential to be something even greater. In his defense, this was posted over 5 years ago. Maybe there's an updated version of this setup somewhere. So if Mark, if you're watching this video, somehow I invite you to come on Setup Wars. All right, that is it for episode 5. I think we have 2 or 3 more episodes left. If you guys are enjoying the Reddit reaction videos, let me know by tossing a like before I head out. Let me know which of these setups was your favorite in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.